Are you feeling trapped in your own home? It's just not working anymore. Similar to that old pair of jeans that you have tucked away in the back of the closet. Every now and again you pull them out to try to relive your glory days. And for some people, you can still get in them. For others, you may have to jump in them a little bit, maybe lie down and wiggle your way in them. They don't zip anymore. They sure don't button anymore, but technically you're in them. Well, that's similar to some of our homes. They are no longer a good fit. Maybe it's too small. You have a growing family. Or maybe your home is too big. You're an empty nester, and congratulations to my empty nesters. What you're looking for now is the perfect fit. You're looking for that just right home. Hi, I'm Tracy Sorrell with the DFW Life, and I help sellers in Dallas, Fort Worth, and our surrounding suburbs find that home that is the perfect fit. In this video, we're going to cover ways for you to easily finance your next home with very little money, if any, how to be strategic and not caught up in the emotion of the move, and a few options for you to consider. Are you ready? May or may not be for you, but if you know someone who needs to downsize, maybe they're going through a death or they have a divorce, maybe they are empty nesters, but whichever the case is, that once perfect home has become a burden. Think about it. Most people, when they purchase a home at some stage in their lives, they're buying or heavily influenced to purchase a particular home for other people. Let's say, for example, you have children. Well, you bought the perfect home in the perfect neighborhood, in the perfect schools with the perfect features. The swimming pool, the media room, the game room. But now you have rooms in your home that you haven't seen in months. And now all of that energy you spent trying to provide the perfect home and the perfect opportunities and life for someone else, you're thinking to yourself, this is my time to shine. This is my time to live my life where I want to live it, whether it's the lake, the beach, or maybe just a few hours away to be closer to your grandchildren. People move for a number of reasons. There's a life change. Maybe they're getting married. Maybe the home feels too small, the growing family, or maybe they want a bigger place so that their adult children can move back in. But I can promise you, that's a very small percentage of people who would even consider doing that. But there are a number of reasons why people are moving. So in this section, we're going to play a little game. I want to know why you think people are selling their homes, why they're putting that for sale sign in the yard and packing up regardless of the prices of homes now and regardless of the interest rate. What do you think the top motivation is for people moving? And then my second little quiz for you is, which group of people are moving in the greatest number? We're talking, 18 to 34. Maybe the group of people, they're starting their careers. The other group, they're climbing the corporate ladder. They're making moves in their careers. Then you have that other group. Well, they've been in their careers for a while. They're probably the CEO, the CFO, or they're in some kind of upper executive status. Maybe they're in the 50s or so, or maybe they're retiring. That group. Which do you think is making the moves? Are you ready for the answers? Let's start first with, why are people moving? What's the motivation? Let's take a look. All right, I don't know what your answer was or what you guessed, but in front of you, this is your answer. I would think the strong motivation for moving is a life change. I'm getting married, getting out of the apartment, I'm no longer leasing, I'm gonna get my own place. We need a bigger place, we're growing a family. Or, you could have a death or divorce, some serious changes, because maybe with the death or divorce, you don't want those memories anymore. You're ready to move on, there's just too much. But I was a little surprised, and maybe you weren't, that the number one reason people are moving, selling their homes, is because they want to be close to family and friends. Now that makes sense. Think about it. We don't live in a utopia. We today feel that urge, that need. We have got to be surrounded with people who have our backs. People we know, we like, we love, we trust. people we need to be with because we need some support, whether it's emotional support. So yeah, I do have a brand new family, a growing family, but guess what? I don't want to do this by myself. I might need to be closer to family for some support. Or maybe you're a little older, you just want to know that if I break a hip or somehow, heaven forbid, something more medically urgent, that I'm close to my children or close to family and friends for medical support. So that came in as number one, wanting to be closer to family and friends. Okay, let's go to the next quiz. Which group is making some serious moves? Let's take a look. Well, surprise, surprise. I know what you were thinking. Many of you were thinking people relocating, they're climbing that corporate ladder, they're making waves in the world. But grandma, grandpa, they are making the moves. Gigi and Poppy are gone. They have sold their homes and they're moving away. And probably they're moving to, well, their dream home. Because remember, they bought those homes to satisfy someone else's needs, the great schools, the great location. Now they're like, hey, we're out of here. I've always wanted to live near water. I'm going to get me a beach home, a lake home. I want mountain views, or maybe they want to be closer to the grandchildren. So looking at this chart, surprise, grandparents are making the serious moves. Now you might be thinking to yourself, if they're making these moves, how are they paying for them? Let's take a look. Now you're wondering how Gigi, Poppy, Mimi, the grandparents, how they're affording these moves. Well, it's simple. They've seen an increase in the value of their home. Even if you haven't been in your home like forever, you are still seeing some great appreciation. Let's look. So if you've been in your home for 5 years, just 5 years, on a national average, you've received, or you're seeing about a 60% increase in the value of your home. Now that's a lot of money you're sitting on. So for whatever reason you're deciding to sell your home, you can use that equity, that appreciation, that increased value toward your new home. Now, if you've been in your home since the 1990s, like 30 years, this number will blow your mind. I mean, take a look, almost 300% increase in value. That answers your question of how they're able to afford their great moves. So listen, if you've been in your home for even 3 years, you've seen some appreciation, but the sweet spot is 5 years. Now that will depend on your local real estate market, with the state, not only just the state, but the city, and sometimes where within the city. But on average, people are funding their moves, selling their homes because they want to move. Now they used to be really discombobulated on, okay, if I sell my home, I don't want to make a mistake. I mean, frankly, nobody wants to make a mistake. But I think a lot of people were hung up on the idea that the prices of the homes now are so much greater and more expensive than they were when they purchased their home. Listen, everything is more expensive than it was 5, 10, 15 years ago. So can we just be reasonable? And people are coming to terms with the interest rates. They've accepted it and ready to move on. People are just ready to live their lives. And people live lives in homes. So people are able to sell their homes and live where they want to live, especially if you are remote. You don't even have to be in a brick and mortar. So you can pack up. Even if you only lived in your home 3 years, you can have whatever view you want from your home office. All right, so for a moment, I want to talk to the empty nesters, the grandparents, because if you're still in the workforce and much younger, you're moving around primarily for your career, either relocation or you want to stay within a certain school. This group of people, the empty nesters, you've paid your dues and you can move wherever you want. But there's a great percentage of people who have this newfound freedom are finding themselves moving closely to wherever the grandchildren are. But keep in mind, okay, come here, I want you to lean in and get this. Remember why you retired. You are retired because you want your freedom. So be really careful. We have to be really strategic when we're moving near our grandchildren. And this is why. You do not want to become the au pair, the nanny, the live-in whatever, or be the first person who solves whatever emergency, meaning the grandchild coughs, oh my gosh, mom, dad, I need you to watch him. Oh my gosh, mom, dad, we want to go out. And you're constantly being pulled, and maybe the direction you don't want to be pulled in all the time. You do want your freedom to visit and love on the grandchildren when you want to. You don't want to feel like you have to. So now let's talk about the different options you have if you decide to relocate to our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And if you're already here and you're going to sell your home, these may be some options for you as far as your downsizing. Okay, let's take a look at Keller. In Keller, there is a 55 plus community. These are single family homes. They have some separation. And the reason why I mentioned they have some separation here at these homes, because I'm going to show you another community that's 55 plus, and they're more of a condo style. So if you want the 2-car garage and you just want to downsize, then this may be a great choice for you. The second one in our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex on the Fort Worth side would be the city of Southlake. Southlake has a great retirement community, 55 plus community. And 55, that's really not retirement age anymore. People are staying a lot longer in these companies. But in the Southlake, Watermere, the 55 plus community, it's more of a condo style. And the next one, this one is like the place, the resort. This, if you decide that you're going to go ahead and move or stay in Keller, or you're going to sell your home and stay in Southlake. But if you're ready to go just a few miles north in Denton County, Robeson Ranch. They have exactly what you need. A variety of floor plans, clubhouse, and I'm not just talking small clubhouse. We're talking everything is huge. You've got, the largest pickleball court in the state of Texas. So many clubs and organizations. So it's up for you to decide if that's what you want. But that is really all inclusive, and it's a very short drive to Oklahoma. So whether you want just a home that's 55 plus, or maybe you just want to live in the same neighborhood or close to your family, it's here. It's here in your DFW Metroplex. And the other option that you might consider is a multi-generation home. And remember, those are the ones where you have your separate laundry, kitchen, living, bedroom, your private entry in and out of the home. Now that's going to keep you under the same roof as the grandchildren, which is fine, but I think you would appreciate the independence of a multi-generation home, because sometimes people do want to feel very needed and very valued right there in the same space. So that's an option for you. Just try not to get yourself roped in to being the all-in-all person to take care of all problems. Because remember, you're free now. Your birdies have flown away, and it's time for you to enjoy your life. So let's talk about what you're going to enjoy if you sell your house and move to our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. First thing you're going to enjoy is Grapevine. Now, Grapevine and Roanoke, they're both pretty cool places. You're going to enjoy the historic downtown. Grapevine is known as the Christmas capital of Texas. Roanoke is a unique dining capital of Texas. Both quaint, great shopping there. You're going to pop over to Southlake, whether you decide to live there or Keller. You're going to drive to Southlake and enjoy the shops that they have there. Now, if you just continue going south, you'll have a chance to visit Chip and Joanne Gaines. Yes, HGTV. Yes, Magnolia. They're in Waco. And I'm telling you, that is an experience to be had. And let's say you're not really into that, HGTV stuff, that's just not your thing at all. There are a number of wineries right here in this part of our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And if you, for whatever reason, decide to take a trip out of Texas, you might just go about an hour north to the state of Oklahoma, where there's the WinStar Casino for you to just enjoy. And of course, come on, you're not going to be in our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex without going to Dallas. Dallas has everything you're going to want to do. Everything you're going to want to see is right there in Dallas, but Dallas is very dense, very busy. And if you're not used to the fast pace, well, take yourself an energy drink and just get ready to go. And then the city of Fort Worth. Fort Worth is more of our Western heritage and culture. You'll enjoy so much being on the quieter side of Fort Worth. There are so many great things to do right here in Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex. So if you're deciding to sell your home, and maybe you don't live in Dallas or Fort Worth in one of our communities, maybe you live out of state, maybe you live across country, hey, let me know, because I want to connect you with a local expert in your area. They're going to take care of you when you get ready to list and sell your home, and I'm going to take care of you when you arrive here in Dallas Fort Worth. Hey, if you're thinking about moving in 9 days or 9 weeks, reach out to me. Comment below, send me a message. Let's have a one-on-one, because I want to help you realize now that you're as free as a bird and you are empty nester, where you want to create your memories and call home.